Okay, we're recording. I have Cindy with me. We just got finished talking about her module for the Tastemaker SEO Summit in Brooklyn. Cindy, I'm so excited to have you. You're gonna come and you're gonna be our opening act. You're gonna be the first talk. You're gonna be covering the state of SEO for food bloggers in 2023. And just like what we talked about right now, that's all going to include everything. We're going to talk about the AI that's coming our way, SGE, helpful content system. We're going to quickly talk about quality raters guidelines. We're going to talk about publishing guidelines. We're going to talk about indexing, crawling, information retrieval, like all of it. Cindy, tell us about yourself.
Okay, hi. So my name's Cindy Krum. I'm the CEO of a company called MobileMoxie based in Denver, Colorado. We do mobile SEO and app SEO and technical SEO and international. I've been doing SEO for a very long time and I just love it. So everything SEO. What else? Oh, I have a dog, if you heard that. Yeah, I'm excited to be joining you guys.
He is really into understanding algorithms and understanding how Google works. Cindy lives in this world. Google reaches out to Cindy when there's stuff that needs to be dispersed and new information, new concepts, new products. And we're very honored to have you. I want to ask you one question. I want you to tell me, out of all the stuff that you know, as it relates to like information retrieval, crawling, and indexing, and like what's happening like in the future, because that's a part of this module, right? Like the state of SEO for food bloggers 2023 and beyond. What's one thing that you, again, out of everything that you know that's happening, what's the one thing that you think is like one of the most important things that's coming our way that bloggers should be aware of?
Yeah, so there's a lot of really exciting stuff happening right now, like you mentioned, SGE and AI. But I think the important thing for bloggers to understand is that Google's vision is much bigger than just what we traditionally conceive of as search. It's not forever just going to be typing in a query and then waiting for a list of websites. Google has a much bigger vision that's much more interactive and much more multimodal, multimedia, and that's their vision. And so the best thing people who care about SEO can do is watch that vision and be a part of it. And like, for example, Google Lens just recently put out a new demo that involved food, of like someone taking a picture of a pastry and submitting it as a query. And like, you know, food, you don't always know what it's called, especially pastries. They all have French names. So you take a picture of the pastry. You don't even have to know the name or the keyword that you're searching for to bring up the name of the pastry, what's in it, and then potentially recipes or a local pack of where you can go get that pastry. And so this whole concept, you know, historically we've talked about intent, and intent is kind of baked in with the keyword, but it's not necessarily specifically included in the query. But now we have this going even deeper where we don't even have the keyword in the query at all. It's just a picture, or it's just a picture. Let's say it's clearly a pastry with peaches, but we say this, but raspberry, right? And Google can understand, like, it's this kind of pastry, but not peaches, raspberry, potentially. Like, I think that's where they want to go. And they already have demos of that where they're building this whole kind of brain of relationships, where the example they do with that's like that is someone takes a picture of a dress and they search for the dress, but then they modify the picture with text to say this, but in green. And I think that's totally going to be applicable, this whole building out relationships of understanding what it is, and then what are the next steps in that query. Not just do I want to know, like, what is this pastry? I want to know what are the ingredients, and then maybe is it gluten-free? Probably not. Or maybe is it keto-friendly, or is there a variation that's keto-friendly? Things like that, where it's a path.
I love it. I love it. And did they say what technologies are going to be used for this? Are they like there's a lot of entity mapping and all of that? But what else did they say? Anything else about the tech?
Yeah, entity understanding, and the language model is called MUM, which stands for Multitask Unified Model, which doesn't really, like, those are a bunch of words that don't really mean a lot to a lot of people. But what it means is this like two-part query or two-part interaction where you can do, I want this, and then Google is anticipating the journey, the most likely next thing that you'll want, because think about,
right.
They get so many queries, and if you've just searched for, orange chicken recipe, then Google knows what the most likely next query is. So why do they make you type it? Why can't they just put that as a filter of, here are the 3 most likely next queries, and they kind of hint at you like, you're probably going to want this next, right?
Right,
and,
right.
Yeah, so they've kind of mapped it out, and that helps them model really great paths where they're not making it up from scratch every time. They have a model that they're following going, people have really liked this path before and seem to engage well with this content, rather than just saying it's a one-off thing, query, query, query. It's a funnel and a path, potentially across different websites, YouTube, and then a website, and then back to Google, and then maybe a podcast. Who knows what
it's not just limited to the domain, right? To one domain. Yeah, Google's not going to look at it and say, okay, like what can this one domain provide from like primary intent, secondary? Like I now learn how to make it. Now what do I serve it with, right? Like,
and that's a lot of. I mean, that could be a lot of stress, but I think it's a lot of relief for people who are making websites, because no longer do we say like, hey, you have to reinvent the wheel and you now have to be a video and image hosting platform as well as a food blog. Like now we just say like, Google loves YouTube because they own YouTube and they make money there too. So put your video content on YouTube and then embed it on your website, and then it's going to rank in YouTube, but also have good experience on your website for your visitors and stuff like that, where it's like, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. And like some people back in the day, we were saying, oh, maybe you need to build a community and like recreate Facebook on your website. No, don't do that. Just like use the stuff that's already there. Like you're not a website. If you're a food blogger, great that you know web stuff, but do what you love, like cook and write, and then use the things that are there, and don't expect one domain to do all the work. Be multifaceted and be where your visitors are already.
Right. I love it. Be omnipresent. I love it. I love it. My brain is already exploding. Just like I have so many questions just from this. All of this and more at the Tastemaker SEO Summit in October. Cindy, we're so excited to have you. Thank you so much for your time today. Look forward to hanging out with you in New York.